morning. Did you know that migraines affect 18 million American women?
And women are actually more likely than men to suffer from what can be debilitating for so many.
Today, Dr. Timothy Royer from Neurocore, our behavioral health expert, is here to talk about how they can help. And this is really serious because I know so many people, there are a lot of people out there as well, who suffer from headaches that keep them from doing a lot of things in their daily life.
Yeah, especially women. 3 times as many women as men experience migraines. And when we look at a migraine, our culture has gotten to a point, what do we do to stop the migraine? At Neurocore, we're about what's causing the migraine. Okay, there's all kinds of really heavy-duty meds that you can take to stop a migraine, but you're never really fixing the issue. And when I look at a migraine, it's just telling us there's something going on in the brain's electrical activity, and it's trying to warn you about that with the migraine or the headache.
Because we're not talking about just a simple headache, we're talking about a debilitating pain that you just cannot even function through.
Definitely. It sends, when you have a migraine, it's a warning light that your brain has gone into this fight-flight state. And anybody that's ever had one knows that the first thing you want to do, right, is turn off the lights, stop the noise, stop the smells. And what your body's trying to do and your brain's trying to do, it's trying to slow the whole thing down, just stop all the stimuli. And what we need to figure out is, why did the brain go so fast in the first place to trigger the migraine? What are the causes of it going fast like that?
So to help you find this information, you travel with a computer and you basically hook people up to be able to read what's happening inside their head.
Exactly. Yeah, what we're trying to do is measure that speed, or what we can do is measure that speed. And in individuals with migraines, their brain is always going to be going faster than the average person, and that's what sets them up for the migraine. So what we're doing here is, with these leads, we're hooking that to the brain, a regular EEG, to see the speed of the electrical current. So that's kind of the assessment process. And in migraines, it's always going to be going fast, and we need to see that. We can either do that in one of our offices, which we have 5 in the West Michigan area, or we can actually do it right in somebody's home with this equipment.
And you know, it is really pretty remarkable when you think about those different parts of your brain, because when you hook people up, you really get a telling story of exactly what's going on in the brain of someone who is suffering from one of these migraines. And you can show us that here. Yeah,
exactly. In the normal brain, the electrical current is going to have this downward slope activity. And if you can kind of see this chart up top, this tells me when the brain's running fast and when the brain's running slow. And we want these fast waves to be nice and low, about where this white line is. But in an individual with migraines, these fast waves, which we're going to pick up from the EEG, are always going to be elevated. They're going to be accentuated like this, as if the brain is in a crisis, a fight-flight response, or what we call a sympathetic response. The key to fixing the migraine, not just covering up with medicine every single time, is to get these core brain waves down by this white line like the average person is experiencing. And that's what the treatment phase of what we do is to train the brain to bring these down. Don't just cover it up with medicines, because while the medicine will take away the migraine, it can also cause some other issues for the individual.
Because something happens on the other side of the brain when you take that medication.
Exactly. When you take these, what they call abortive medicines for your migraines, you get really sleepy, you lose your creativity, your productivity goes down dramatically, you get fatigued. What those medicines are doing is they're trying to push all this electrical activity down, and then they make the brain go super, super slow, so it feels very sluggish. That doesn't solve the problem. We need to fix the electrical current in there by bringing these down without the medicine.
Which leads to the question, okay, you're saying medication, which a lot of people think is the only alternative, is not necessary, and you're doing something better that's going to make you feel better and be more productive. What kinds of exercises are we talking about for the brain? Are they things that you teach people that they physically go through, or they mentally go through?
It's a great question. You can learn a lot about that at our website, but just to kind of give you a thumbnail of that, is what we want to do is while the brain is hooked up and we can see the real-time activity in the brain, the electricity going, is we're going to take that electrical current and we're going to start to teach the brain to go a certain speed. And so with the technology of the computer, in real time, whenever the brain is going the right speed, the computer tells the person, much like a speedometer, okay?
Yeah.
You guys know how to drive a certain speed, I hope.
Most of the time.
Okay, but you learned that not by just looking around, you learned it through a speedometer.
Okay.
Without that speedometer, you'd never know what 60 miles an hour is. So in the brain of a migraine individual, they don't know that their brain's going this fast and it's going to lead to a migraine. So we create a speedometer for their brain so they can see it in real time, and then we teach them over time how to bring that brain into the right speed. And the moment the brain starts coming in the right speed, those warning lights of going too fast, the migraines, stop.
Oh, so you know when it's coming on.
Yeah, we
You're
can see it. And we can, they become more aware of the speed, and there's different things that can cause it to go fast.
Right.
Things like hormonal changes, diet, environment, stress, and the biggie is sleep.
Wow.
Probably one of the most crucial components to migraines and their development over time is chronic sleep issues that the person might not even be aware of, that are leading to the brain then ultimately going too fast during the day.
And Dr. Royer, it's really interesting because you do these one-on-one consultations where somebody can call and actually get an initial neurofeedback assessment so they know exactly what's going on. And you're offering a great special right now to 8 West viewers.
Yeah, I mean, our main thing is that you know what's going on, okay? And so with the assessments, typically a $250 assessment, 8 West viewers can get $100 off.
Wow.
And they can come in and they can see what's at the core. Don't just cover up the symptoms. Figure out why the brain is doing, having this migraine.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so fantastic. We're talking about headaches today, of course. We've talked in the past about sports psychology and ADHD. Thank you, Dr. Royer, for coming in and
great to be here.
sharing this.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
We'll be
you.
right back.